Hi guys, we're here again for another podcast. Today I'm joined with my friend Saif again, and we're here to talk about the general season, um, this weekend's preview of all the games. So yeah, it should be a really exciting podcast. Um, and to start off, we'll just talk about general things about like how the season's gone so far. So Saif, what do you think about the season so far? Um,
Hi
in your
guys.
opinion.
In my opinion, the season so far it's been a bit as predicted. I'd say when looking at the fixtures for each team, looking at Manchester United's first three fixtures, you'd expect them to get 9 points out of 9 from them games. They played West Ham at home. Who else did they play? They played Swansea away and then Leicester at home. But some fans would argue that they would have only picked up 7 points from that. Maybe the Leicester game they would have struggled, as last season they did get a lot of draws that they should have won. But yeah, 9 points out of 9, 3 games that you'd expect them to win. But yeah, so United deservedly at the top. The surprising thing is they haven't conceded a goal yet. And also the other surprise package so far is Huddersfield. Huddersfield winning their first 3 games, not conceding a goal as well. No, sorry, Huddersfield drew their last game, but yeah, 7 points for them, not conceding a goal. That's a surprise. Um, Teams like Newcastle, West Ham haven't got off to the best of starts. Right at the bottom of the table. It's not looking good for them. But West Ham, it's not as bad as it seems. The fact that they've had 3 away games due to the Olympic Stadium being used. Therefore, 3 away games they've got rid of. They played Man United away, Southampton away, and Newcastle away. Three tough grounds to go to. Unfortunately, they've not picked up any points from them games. Uh, Similarly for Newcastle, they've struggled a bit, but they got a win against West Ham, which should give them a bit more confidence going into the weekend's games this Saturday. But yeah, overall, it's been a pretty much routine start to the season, and apart from Huddersfield being right up there, is how I expected it to go. So to be honest,
So my review of the season so far is audio right?
yeah,
Yeah. So my review is that obviously United, we start off United, who are first in the table. They've had a brilliant season so far, where they've performed brilliantly and they've really showed their goal scoring prowess and really like amazing creativity in creating so many chances and scoring goals as well, which we weren't accustomed to last year, where United were really struggling. They were drawing games. They look very lackluster in like the first halves and second halves of the season and in their games. And also, United weren't really creating that many chances, and they weren't really efficient in front of goal. But with the addition of Lukaku, United look very confident in the last third, and as a result, everything's working out for United so far. Moving on to teams um, like Huddersfield. Huddersfield, they've been a shock team who've managed to perform a good string of results um, by winning their first 2 games and drawing their last game. Yeah. Moving on to City. City have really they've they've really like they've won their games by the scruff of his neck almost. Like the first, I think the Brighton game, they never really performed that well. They were very shaky in that first game, but they managed to win that game. Um, the second game against Everton, they looked too shaky. Like it looked almost to all the spectators, the people watching, that City were going to lose that game to Everton. But they pulled out a rabbit out of the hat with Sterling's nice volley. And then the third game, which was a really undeserved win to City, which for most people arguably that should have been a win for City, because it was 5 added minutes, and they scored in the seventh added minute. I don't know where that came from, but it was really controversial. Next, another the team that shocked me is Arsenal. Well, to be honest, it's not really shocked me. I say Arsenal, they haven't really improved in certain areas, and as a result, it's kind of shown like they should have really improved in the defense department, and you can tell that it's for very shambolic and it's very leaky, and they're letting so many goals. As you could see with the last game that they played against Liverpool, where they conceded four goals. It was really shambolic from Arsenal, and I think most of your players are like almost soul searching. Like you can tell that most of the players their hearts aren't at Arsenal anymore. Even your attacking players, they've lost their motivation to perform well and score goals like they were seasons ago. Like it's almost like a deja vu feeling for most of your players. Like it's just not going to work out. Even if they work hard, even if they win games, it's just not going to work out for
I'd
the team.
say I'd say it's the same thing. Problem is the problems that we have are the same problems that are there every year. The fact that Wenger doesn't address them, that just shows that managerial wise he's lost it. It was obvious we needed a centre back in the transfer window. He didn't go and get one. We needed another centre midfielder. Again, he didn't go get one. The worst thing was he bought Lacazette for 50 million against Liverpool. See the team sheet, Welbeck starting, which makes no sense. Kolasinac is on the bench. We're playing Holding up against Mane. Salah's absolutely tearing Bellerin at left back. It just makes no sense, his team selection. Ramsey is absolutely shit. Xhaka, with time, he'll improve. But it's just too much dead wood in the team, I think. There needs to be a massive. Well, there has been a clear out, but there's not been any players that have been bought in, which has made a lot of fans really angry. And the fact that we have Bournemouth at home for this game, it's vital that we pick up 3 points. Personally, I think we'll get the job done. I can see us comfortably beating Bournemouth. But yeah, it looked like it's going to be the same problems every year. We've won something like 2 out of the last 9 uh, games away at the top 6 sides. That just shows Wenger he can't do anything against these top teams. They've sussed him out. He doesn't know what he's doing.
Yeah.
It's all right beating the small teams up, but when it comes to the big games, gets absolutely trampled on. I remember losing 6-3 to Man City a few years ago, 6-0 to Chelsea, 5-1 to Liverpool, 4-0 to Liverpool. Yeah, it's just been shocking. All these big games, we just don't turn up. And I don't know where it is. He just has no tactic. He thinks I can go out and win the game against the team when he doesn't realize that the other team is a lot tactically, they have much better tactics, much better plans in place. And I think he's just fully lost the plot, to be honest. But yeah, Arsenal first 3 games, I would have expected at least 6 points. We've only ended up with 3. Stoke game was a disappointment. We dominated that game, but we just couldn't take our chances. Liverpool game is probably the worst Arsenal game I've ever seen live whilst I've been at the game. Just no fight, no passion, nothing, no tackles, no shots. Just absolutely trampled on by Klopp. But yeah,
What do you make of the drama between Wenger and like all these players like Sanchez? Sanchez, you can tell his heart was at Arsenal and he wanted to go to City. Like you can tell his heart changed and he wanted to go to City. And then also Wenger made a panic bid for Lamar. Like he made a £92 million bid. It's kind of contradictory there. The fact that he goes that when United signed Pogba for 89 million, he goes Pogba like no Pogba's not worth 89 million. When he bidded 92 million for Lamar, he only scored 12 goals last season. And he's not really proven himself to be.
That's not the thing, though. That's not the thing. Well, the thing that you're missing is Lamar's only 21, and he's not had a chance in the Premier League. Pogba's had 1 season to prove himself in the Premier League, and he couldn't do it. So this is his chance. This second season is his chance to prove himself. You can't to be honest, I don't even think we bid 92 for Lamar. I think it was just put out there that we did just to show fans that we tried to get someone like he's done so many times in the past.
I'm sure there's some truth about it because Arsenal's dealings have been very very obvious and very transparent for all these people who are in football, in the world of football.
The thing is, Lamar came out himself and said that a bid was put in for him, but he
Yeah.
felt that there wasn't enough time to get the deal done because he was playing for France against Holland on the night. So there was no way that the deal could be done. But he said he would be looking for a move, obviously not in the summer, but maybe next January or the next summer. Personally, I'd take him at Arsenal. Strong player, 21, so much talent, and he's only 21, so therefore he's got so much ability
But
still
he's
left
not
in
worth
him.
92 million. Considering Ronaldo, United sold Ronaldo for 80
That's not
million
his
pounds.
fault though. You,
Who is the
you can't
best?
say
Who is
you can't say
arguably the
that
best
though.
player in the world?
No, but look, when Ronaldo came, that was about 10, 15 years ago. Prices have changed. That's how football is nowadays. You can't tell me Sigurdsson's worth 45 million. You can't tell me Nathan Ake is worth 20 million. It's
Yeah.
like that. Prices are like that.
Yeah, but Pogba, you could say I would say as a United fan that Pogba he's 100% more worth it than Lamar, because Lamar he's not really proven himself. He played in a team
I'd have to disagree.
League One.
I'd have to disagree with you there because the fact that you're saying that Lamar's not proved himself. How can he prove himself if he's not been in the Premier League?
Um, you're right about that, but Pogba he's played in finals. He scored last year in the final Europa League final. Um, and he's been in the FIFA Pro 11. He's had an illustrious career so far. Anyone would say that Paul Pogba, he's proven himself around the world. He's proven himself
I'm sorry,
internationally in tournaments,
I'd have to
the biggest
disagree
tournaments. He's
because
proven himself.
what's it, a lot of fans will tell you what has Paul Pogba done in that season he was in the Premier League. He was shocking. Etienne Capoue managed to get more assists than him from Watford.
Yeah, but Paul Pogba, he was doing a lot of the work in midfield and defensively, because United they were very very weak in that department. But now with Matic, um, instated in the midfield, Pogba, you can see already the freedom that he's able to have. Like he's able to move forward at his own mercy basically, and he scored 2 goals and assisted 2. You've seen what his quality is in the last third, what he brings to games.
Only time
He's an amazing entertainer, and his dribbling ability and his technical ability is you can't argue against it.
there's no doubt the guy's quality, but the thing
Yeah,
I'm saying is only time will tell. Is is
yeah,
is enough of Pogba giving it the talk. It's about if he can walk the walk this
yeah.
season. You have your one season to embed into the Premier League. People say that it takes players time to adapt, which is understandable. So even for players like Xhaka, who are poor in the first season for Arsenal, this will be their season to show that if they actually are worth what the money that was paid for them. Xhaka not as bad because it's only 35 million, but Pogba
But
carrying
he's really looked.
Xhaka, we bought Xhaka for 35 million. You bought Pogba for 89 million. So obviously, if he's costing that much more, he's got to prove that he's that much better than Xhaka. That's my point.
Yeah, but he's already proven that, because he's won more trophies than Shaka already.
How? But how are you judging a player on only one season? You can't judge a player on one season. You have to judge them at their career span at the club.
You're judging the price tag between Pogba and Xhaka, and they came at the same point to the Premier League.
There's
And
no
we're
doubt
talking
though.
about based
If
on
you buy a,
the
it
time
makes
span
sense.
that they've played in the Premier League.
It makes sense. If you buy a player for 89 million compared to a player for 35 million, you're obviously going to expect the 89 million player to be a lot better than the 35 million player. It's common sense.
Yeah, yeah,
That's my point.
yeah.
But
But
yeah, I'm saying that this season for the players like who didn't have a very good first season, this season will show how good they actually are. And another point I'd like to make is United won their first 3 games of last season and they still finished sixth. So there's not much I'm taking from the first 3 games that you've won this season.
saying that, look at Arsenal, the way they're playing this season. They look very very shaky at the back,
It's
and
happened to us though. It's
it
happened.
looks very 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 like shambolic, and it looks like your team, yeah, they almost
It's
lost. They
happened.
don't know
It's
where
happened
they're
in the
going
past though.
in
We
their
all
careers. Um,
Arsenal are known for the past 3 seasons
and
to struggle in the first few opening games. Last year we struggled to who was it? We lost 4-3 to Liverpool on the opening day. 2 seasons before that we lost 2-0 to West Ham. It's a current theme that Arsenal always mess up in the first few games. It's nothing new for Arsenal fans.
I would disagree because Arsenal last year, they were really performing well. And I think they were first at one point in the season, like at the beginning of the season.
No,
I
I'm
think
saying
this year
no. We do
this
go on
year
a
you can
good
already
run.
tell the signs that Arsenal are struggling because they've
We
not
always
really
go on
come
a good
against
run, but
the
you
best
can't take
teams. They've only come against Stoke and Liverpool so far, and they've
yeah,
already proven
only
that
Stoke and
they,
Liverpool.
they,
Who
they
have
almost
United?
lost on the pitch.
Who have United played? You played Leicester, a poor Leicester team. You played Swansea away, a team that's most likely going to go down. You played
Arsene,
West Ham.
Arsene Wenger, he hasn't created no cohesion in your team. Your players are almost being played in the wrong places. Bellerin's being played at left wing back. Chamberlain was played at, or he was obviously played at right wing back, and he's meant to be a right winger. He's meant to be a left midfielder. He's meant to be a centre midfielder.
No
Like
one's.
that's a position that he wanted to play at. And
Everyone can see those.
you lost him, and you never even replaced him.
It doesn't
And
matter.
Alexis Sanchez, you can tell he's a professional, but you can tell when a player's heart isn't at the club, he's not going to give his all to
There's
the club,
two players.
and he's just not
There's
going to
two
be
things
very
I need to
proficient.
say. There's two things I need to say. Chamberlain played at Arsenal for 6 years. In 6 years, he scored 9 goals. We took 40 million from him. Exactly. It doesn't mean anything. That's a bargain.
A lot of fans would say that Arsenal they haven't even changed since 6 years 6 years ago when United beat them 8-2. They haven't really changed. They haven't
Listen to
improved.
this. Listen to
They haven't
this.
replaced them
Listen to
areas.
this stat. Listen to this stat.
Uh,
Suarez, after he handed in his transfer request at Liverpool, that season he had to stay. He scored 30 goals in the season. This season, Sanchez wanted to leave. Same thing could happen.
Yeah, I know, but he could go in January because City are very desperate to. We were very desperate to get Alexis Sanchez. He would have completed their transfer window. He would have been the cherry on the cake basically. And in January, when it's open, once the transfer window is open, they're gonna go straight into negotiations and get Alexis Sanchez. We probably even got agreed terms already between Sanchez and City.
I'm telling you now. I'm telling you from now. Sanchez won't go in January. I'm telling you now.
Yeah, he might run out his contract. It might be a pre-contract agreement at the end of the season. Let's say if City are doing well, then obviously they'll wait till the end of the season. But if City are struggling and they're not where they want to be, which is the top of the Premier League, then I think they could get Alexis Sanchez in January,
It's
which would
interesting. It's an
seem
interesting
a
debate.
very
The whole
collateral
the whole
loss to.
Alexis Sanchez thing is an interesting debate. But personally, I'd see him staying for the full year, and I know he'll give his 100% because that's what he does every time he wears the Arsenal shirt.
Yeah.
And the fact that yeah, it'll be an interesting. After usually every season, after the first 10, 15 games, you get a good outset of how the league's gonna plan out. But after 3 games, you can't really say much, even though
Yeah,
we've been shit.
that's true. That's very true. But that's only what we can base the Premier League season on so far. So
Yeah, so far, yeah, exactly.
yeah,
So far, the fact that you said so far, we've played Liverpool away and Stoke away, two grounds which we've always struggled at. Stoke is a ground that we've not managed to win since 2010. We only managed to win there last season, and that was only because Stoke had secured their safety. Liverpool, Anfield, we've not won there for so many years.
yeah,
It's two games that you'd expect Arsenal to lose.
yeah. Yeah, so linking in with this and Arsenal and Man United and all these clubs, let's give our final season predictions right now. And after this, we won't change and we won't
Yeah.
look back and stuff. What's your Safe? What's your
Okay,
final?
We'll start off with the relegation teams. 3 teams to go down.
Go on.
My 3 teams that I see going down are Swansea. As bad as it sounds, Huddersfield, even though the good start that they've had, and Brighton. Brighton, Huddersfield, Swansea are my 3 teams to go down.
Yeah. What do you think about Renato Sanchez going to Swansea? Do you reckon it'll make a big difference?
To be honest, I don't see him. I see him playing, but I see something like he's gonna get an injury or something, and that's it. But a goodbye for Swansea is Boney's back at Swansea. We know that how good he was when he played for them, so I reckon they've made a good addition to the team there.
Yeah. And Huddersfield, that's a bit awkward.
Yeah, I think Huddersfield are gonna go straight downhill after this. They're gonna have a brilliant start to the season. They've won the first 2 games, drawn this, but personally, I see them going down. It's just my prediction. I don't see them staying up.
Yeah. Okay. I'll give my bottom three teams to get relegated. Um, first, first will be first team to get relegated will be West Ham. Second will be Brighton. Third will be Newcastle. I think Newcastle, they look good right now, but towards the end of the season they'll just literally tail off, and they won't have. They'll be like um, they'll be lackluster, and they will be deprived of any quality in their team. Like it just
Why
won't.
West Ham?
Why West Ham? Because West Ham they've made good additions, but they look so out of sorts, and they've got no chemistry with the
You
way
have
they
to
play
take
football.
into account. You have to take into account they've had 3 away games for the first 3 fixtures.
That's true. That's a good valid point. I'm just basing out on what the season's gone so far.
Yeah.
Um, I'm not really looking too much into relegation teams because I don't believe my team will be even close to that. So yeah, that's those are three relegated teams that I think
All
will
right. Give me
go
a
down.
top four, starting with fourth position.
Fourth position. Be um, fourth position will be Liverpool. Third position will be Chelsea. Second will be Manchester City, and first will be Manchester United.
Very, very biased opinion there.
Why I've changed my mind over Arsenal is Arsenal, they look very very shaky, and
It's your
um,
it's your prediction.
yeah, and they haven't improved. They haven't really done any good transfer business. So I say Arsenal, they're not going to get into the top four. Liverpool, they'll be very good right now, but when it comes to the best teams, their defense will be exposed by like the stronger teams' attacks. So yeah,
My
safe.
top four would be Arsenal fourth, Chelsea third, United second, Man City first.
Yeah. Why would you say City will win the title?
To be honest, it's because I don't think we've seen the best of City yet. When we see City play properly, when they get into gear, we know how good they are. But with the addition of Jesus and Aguero, when they link up together, City are going to destroy teams this year.
What about their defense?
It doesn't
Like
matter
let's
about
say
the defense. You know what it
if
is with
Company gets
City.
injured,
What I
like
see with
he's
City,
accustomed
what
to
I see
every
with
year.
City, what I see with City, even though if Company was to get injured, they'll outscore teams.
That's true. That's very true. Yeah.
They'll outscore teams. If a
What,
team
what about
scores 3 against them, they'll
yeah.
score 4. That's how they are.
What about when they come against a team like Manchester United with the attack of Ibrahimovic and Lukaku? Ibrahimovic will be available, I think, for the City game. So
I
what do you
know
think
this
about the
sounds
attack?
wrong, but I'd say City have a good record in the Manchester derbies anyway, so
Yeah.
they always end up
Yeah.
performing against Man United.
And of course, United's defense is very, very strong. And David De Gea, he's questionably one of the best goalkeepers in the world right now. So it's going to be a really, really interesting game. It's probably going to be the best game to see between the two top performing teams, and the teams that have spent the most money this year. So yeah, it should be really, really interesting to see between Manchester United and Manchester City.
Yeah.
Personally, I
All
reckon
right.
Manchester
Let's go into
United.
our predictions for the weekend's games. So starting with
Yeah.
a big game, Saturday 12:30, Manchester City versus Liverpool.
Yeah, Manchester City, Liverpool. That's going to be a really, really enticing encounter. Like both teams, they play really, really top football.
What
Um,
score? Give me a score. Give me a score.
what's what's my
Give me
prediction
a
for the
score
score?
for the game.
I think it will be 5-3 to Manchester City.
High scoring affair. I'd have to
Yeah.
agree, but I'm going for a 3-1 win to Liverpool.
Yeah. The reason why I think it's going to be 5 goals is because both teams they will play very, very quick end to end football. Both teams they play really, really amazing like football on the ground. They pass the ball like with so much prowess and so much finesse. And they've got really good attacking players. Obviously Liverpool with Salah, Firmino, and Mane. And obviously they've got Coutinho and Sturridge, who can score also, and obviously Chamberlain will be there as well, so he could maybe get in on the goals. City, they play a high like in terms of their passing wise and their build up play. I think they play the best build up play in the whole Premier League. So they'll create a lot of chances, and Liverpool's defense won't be able to stop the
Okay.
amount of
For
creativity.
the rest of these games, just give me a score prediction, yeah? Just a score prediction.
Yeah, nice.
All right. Arsenal, Bournemouth.
Arsenal, Bournemouth. I think that will go 2-0 to Arsenal.
I'm saying 3-0 Arsenal. Next game, Southampton, Watford.
Southampton, Watford. I see that game going 3-1 to Watford.
I see a 3-1 Southampton win in that game. Everton, Spurs.
Everton, Spurs. 3-1 to Spurs.
I'd say it's going to be a 1-1 draw. Leicester, Chelsea.
Leicester, Chelsea. I see that 1-1 between both
That's
teams.
it. I'm going for a 2-0 to Chelsea.
Yeah.
Which have we missed any games out from the 3 o'clocks?
Yeah, Brighton, West Brom.
2-0 Brighton.
2-0 West Brom. Yeah. And the last game on Saturday is Stoke, Manchester United.
2-1
What's your
Stoke.
prediction on that?
2-1 Stoke.
2-1 Stoke. I'm going for it's gonna be like a bogey game for United.
A lot of big teams struggle against Stoke at away, so I'm going for a 2-1 Stoke.
Yeah, I think that's gonna be a draw. I think it'll be 1-1 between United and Stoke.
Okay, on to the Sunday games.
Sunday games, Burnley versus Crystal Palace.
I'm going for a high-scoring draw, 3-3.
Yeah. My prediction, I see that going 2-3 to Burnley. Next game, Swansea versus Newcastle. What's your prediction on that?
2-0 to Newcastle.
2-0 to Newcastle. I see that going 2-1 to Swansea. And the last fixture of this Premier League weekend is West Ham versus Huddersfield.
I can see this being a 1-0 to West Ham.
I see that going 2-1 Huddersfield.
So you're predicting Huddersfield to carry on with their terrific start to the season.
Yeah.
All right, guys. It's been a interesting debate again with Zach himself, giving his opinionated opinions. And yeah, really enjoyed having a debate with him. Hope you guys enjoyed the stream as well. Don't forget to subscribe, share, and like. Much appreciated. Thanks, guys.